howdy and happy day. Here we are again. This is a Lola GT70, kind of rough shape. Someone online suggested it was stored in a Sizzler and the battery leaked. Seems like a good theory to me. It had all this white corrosion on it. Anyway, here we are. We're drilling out the rivet doohickey. These are my new drill bits, and they're a lot sharper than the old ones. And I realized that it's doing a horrible job. And so here in just a minute, shockingly, I switched to a Dremel. And here we are with the Dremel. My new Dremel, I should say. It's a new cordless one. It's alright, it's not too bad. At this point, for some reason, I think I can get it off, get the base off. But clearly, if you just saw the post there, it was not going to happen. I'm now realizing that and going back to remove more material, which will be successful here in just a moment. Ba-bang! There it goes. And now it's apart. Lovely base and innards. I don't know if you can see that white stuff on the inside, but it's all on the inside there. Luckily, the windshield or interior don't seem to be damaged. And the engine looks great until I electropolish it. Pluses and minuses to that step for sure. There's my stitcher strip on screen this time. I edited that too closely, so I applied it and put it away for about 20 minutes. And then it just wipes right off usually with the Spectre Flame from the Hot Wheels. At any rate, at this point I'm like, oh, I'm getting a toothbrush. And we've gotten it cleaned up now. You can see all the pitting and the corrosion, and it's just an awful mess. Once I get it electropolished, you can really see the pitting on the fender, driver's side fender in the front. But before any of that happens, we're going to drill and tap the posts. I thought before I started doing this, when I was watching the videos online from, the folks, W&T, Bare Metal HW, etc., I thought this would be the funnest part, drilling out the posts. But since I've been doing this, I find it's the part that gives me the most anxiety. So usually go really slowly. So once I get that done, I'm going to tap it out. It's my little modified tap device there. And one of the posts was really, really short. Like really short. And so as I'm setting up the screws here for it, they're teeny tiny little screws from the Red Line shop. One of them fits fine on the longer post, then the other one on the shorter post does not fit fine, as you can see there. So I'm going to cut it with a pair of snippers that I have. They're broken snippers. Always wear eye protection. Flying metal is always a dangerous thing. You don't want it in your eye. I was trying to go for about halfway. It ended up a little shorter than I wanted, but it'll do. It works. Better than too long, as long as it has enough threads left to do the job. So I decided to polish it with rubbing compound and then polishing compound, just to see where it stood. I wasn't happy with it, so I decided to zinc plate it. The first time I zinc plated it, I did not have the power up enough. It turned out not great. So I did it again with the correct amount of electricity there, and we had a much better result. I decided at this point that I'm going to try and go ahead without doing anything else, just polishing it with rubbing compound before using a steel wool on it or anything, which just does not work. And I end up using steel wool on it and then going back with the rubbing compound and the polishing compound and get it to a pretty good shine here. And so we move on to painting. This is what I would call the tack layer going on. Actually, it's not what I would call it. That's what I hear other people call it. So that's what I'm going to call it. I guess there was something in the needle. It splurted on the fender there. It splurted a piece of anyway, so I had to pause painting for a moment to wipe that up and get it off. I wasn't sure it would blend in, and I did not want to get to the end of painting it and realize that it did not, because that would be just tragic. And so once we finish that, we're going to put on another coat, and then the wet coat. Almost forgot the tail there and the front. Double checking the wheel wells, because these are all the places I usually forget. Anyway, so once we're done painting, I put it in the toaster oven, 200 degrees for 20 minutes. Specially bought for this. I don't use the one I cook my food in. And we're going to work on the base for a minute. Thought maybe a wire brush would do it, but that was not working, so I tried a little razor there. As you can see, it did not, I couldn't get the leverage I wanted on it, so I just try the things sitting around. I find another knife that I can take the razor blade out of, and as you'll see, finally get this old sticker off. I might have kept it on had the whole sticker been there, but it was like, you know, a third of a sticker. So I finally get it off, and well, this goes on for a while, I admit. I'm not going to share the entire experience with you. But we do get it off. And then I decide, instead of doing anything else to it, I'm just going to polish it up. So I get some of the metal polish. And this also goes on for a while. And I get it polished up. Trust me. You'll see here in just a second. It's all right. So here, putting it together. This camera angle is weird. I feel upside down. So I also use one of those tap doohickeys for my screwdriver, because my plastic screwdrivers keep busting on me. So it's almost together here. I realized at this point that I hadn't, I have replacement wheels coming in the mail, but I was going to just touch up these with the chrome pen, these wheels, and I hadn't done that yet. So I'm going to do that off screen here in just a second. I did not do a great job, but it's in there. I suppose better than nothing. And here we go. Not bad, considering where we started from. I'm pretty happy with it. Orange is my favorite color. Well, it's not my favorite color, but it's one of the best Spectraflame colors. It just looks so great. And I do love it. So thanks for coming along with me and watching. Happy day, and cheers!